Salome, can you share a little bit about your own life as well, what you've experienced with God and His blessing in your life? All right.
The most beautiful thing for me personally is that whatever my parents speak here up front, they live it. And it's something that I don't believe is very common right now, that people just go up and speak whatever they want and they don't live it. But the best thing is that I also can share it. And I just want to, tell you everything that's happened. I remember a few years ago, my parents started to bless us every Friday night, especially. And I remember at first that I was bored, that I didn't like it. I was like, normally it's like they bless us and then we have dinner. And I would be like, just finish, I want to eat dinner. So at first it was like that. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And thank you, Dad. Nice words. But then when the tool of repentance also started to come, it started to break my heart and to see that it has power. I don't know, but forgiveness really has this big influence, this big power over people. Normally when forgiveness comes, people cry and words come. So when my parents started to ask forgiveness and my heart started to heal, I started to receive the blessing, and the things that have happened are amazing and are beautiful. Especially I remember a lot that a big change came when I had my Bat Baraka when I was 12 years old. And I remember at first that it was like just a ceremony. But then I realized the power that it had, because the decisions I took and the decisions my parents took, and that I was now with my father more than I was with my mother, changed a lot of things in my life. And normally, in this age, people start to say that teens start to get rebellious and that their hormones start to get all crazy and that they do all these unnecessary things. But it wasn't true in my life. For some reason, my hormones didn't get crazy, or I didn't have any I don't know. But when my parents started to bless me, they also started to impart truth into my life, and they started to tell me that I didn't need to get my identity from other people. And I'm glad that I receive it from now and not when I'm older, because the sooner the better. And my parents, when they did this, my relationship with God opened, because I was like, I need my identity from Him. And for that to happen, I need to listen to Him. So that started to happen in my life, and that started to change immensely, because when my parents blessed me, it was like God speaking to me. It was like something growing inside of me. I felt things changing, and I saw how I was changing. I saw how I used to be and how I am now, how I used to act like my friends, and now I think totally differently. And it's become something that I can live on, that I can stand on, and not something that I can just say, yeah, my parents blessed me, and it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with me, because I've seen a great change. I wish I could open my heart and let you see everything that's happened, because it's a great change. It's a beautiful change, and you have this tool. Use it. Don't just share it with other people and be like, here's this tool, use it, it's good. Live it and let other people see it. When we go everywhere and we talk, the thing that people say that impacts them the most is our relationship, that they see something different. So if you live it and then you go share it, it's going to have a greater impact, and it's going to be worth it. I don't find it worth it when people get up here and start to talk and then they live something different and then their family's destroyed. I don't see a point in that, because the family's first. God created the family. There's a unity in the family. There's power in family. And there's no need to just leave everything behind and go talk, but to live it and then to talk has a greater impact. And in my life personally, especially in the area of relationships, God has been touching that a lot and has been using me, because when I did my Bat Baraka, I made some commitments for to not have relationship with boys, like in any type, emotional, romantic, or anything. And that has had a great impact on me, because I can always trust in my dad. He can be the door to my life, because I can be secure, because there can be walls, there can be protection around my life. And that changes a lot, because then when somebody comes to me and asks me if they want to have a relationship with me, I tell them to go to my dad. And then that just stops. Normally if you tell them, like no, they'll keep insisting, but you tell them go ask my dad, and they never appear again.
Right.
But one thing that I know that has happened in my life is that my parents closed that door in me, like for my life. Because nobody has ever come to ask me to have a relationship with them. Thank God, because I don't want it. I see it in my friends all the time, and I see that it destroys them. But in my life, nobody has ever had to do that. If they will, I will have a protection there. My parents closed that door before Satan had the opportunity to come and to destroy and to do things that weren't right. So I really encourage you to start to build a foundation in the lives of your children. When you bless them, doors are opened and things will happen, because you are prophets to your children's life. It may be, you might think it's too early, you might think it's too late, but God does not think so. He has his timing, and sometimes we miss it, but it doesn't mean that he won't help you there. It still can happen, and God can still do things. And I really encourage you to use that tool, to live it, to build that foundation in your children's life, so that the relationship with God may also be vivid, and their future may be totally different than what people are living now.
That's great.